Hello, boys and girls. Story time again. Our story this week is There Was a Party for Langston. This book is written by Jason Reynolds. And after you hear the reading, you're going to know which Langston I'm speaking of. There was a party for Langston at the library, a jam in Harlem to celebrate the word-making man. And there he is, Langston Hughes. Langston was the king of letters, whose ABCs became drums, bumping, jumping, thumping, like a heart the size of the whole wide world. Langston was the best word maker around, could make the word mother feel like a real warm arms wrapped all around you and giving you a snug hug. He could make the word America look like two friends making pinky promises to be cool, to be true. Have any of you ever made a pinky promise with a friend? I have. He could make the word Harlem sound like the perfect place to have a party, and Harlem is in New York. He could make it seem like you could just bust a move right there in the H or the L or the M of it. And bust a move means dancing a little bit. There was a blowout for Langston. To celebrate the man who wrote wake-up stories and rise and shine rhymes. Ever since he was a little boy, daydreaming under the Ohio sky. And notice he's saying, fling my arms wide in the face of the sun. Those are some of his words. And it would be turning birds into words, flying all around him, imagining the clouds as paper to put them on. The best word maker in his class. But not everyone understood Langston. Some people thought it was better to be word breakers, though his spelling deserved some yelling. Wanted to take words like free and love and cut them in half, pull them apart, keeping all the letters from touching and sharing, keeping the big H's with the little h's, keeping the big A's with the little a's. And take a look at some of the words he has here. Some folks think that by burning books, they burn freedom. Keep that in mind. But Langston, the brave word maker, knew letters were better together, and he turned them into laughter. He said, in their faces and laugh, freedom stands up. So he could take all kinds of words and turn them all around, and they would make good sense. And that laughter rang out for years and years in cities and towns, on trains and on tractors, to classrooms and bedrooms, bringing joy to the little and the big. And that's why there was a party for Langston at the library. A fancy foot get down all out bash. And all the books on the shelves were listening and looking at all the people shimmering full of dazzle. Nobody danced like a word maker, and all the best word makers were there. and take a look at all of these famous people who are also word makers. Nikki Giovanni, Alex Haley, I won't name all of them. Zora Neale Hurston. So many of them, I'm sure that you've heard their names before. Like Maya. I'm wondering, is that Maya Angelou? Probably so. Oh, Papada, who Langston's language laughter tickled like a child. Promise, heart, dream, enough, love, freedom, infinite, stand, black, live. And he grew up reading his words. And he learned to make words of her own. She learned to make words of her own. She could make the word woman seem like the word mountain. And the word cage could feel like a place that was far, far away. From this library, this party, Maya dressed in constellations, stars dangling from her. She rose up from the floor, flapping like a free bird, flapping so freely with her wings unbroken. Amiri, another one of Langston's word children, was at the party too. He came bopping in, dressed in his good clothes and his soft shoes. Black was his favorite word on his tongue. Amiri could make the word black sound like it could be red. He could make the word black echo into the future and then way back into our past. Now back to Langston. Amiri came to recite poems at his hero's feet. He came to dance. Boom, ba, boom, a boom, ba, boom, a boom, a boom. He came to offer his rickety radio heart to Langston, the man who wrote his neighborhood as America, and his family as America, and his funky music as America, and America as America too. So take a look at all the beautiful things that would come out of Langston's words. The man who wrote Maya and Amira into the world. And Maya and Amira danced like the best words do together. Oh, they dazzled together. They held hands and swung and spun, and they slid too, stepping and stomping and boogie, boogie, wiggle, wiggle, wow. Oh, what a time together, 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 oh, together. Until they lifted their heads to the word-making boy who had grown up to be a word-making man and now had become the word-making king. To Langston, for Langston. Laughter was the language of ha ha ha. Loud like the love in the library that night, and all that hoopla was in Harlem. At that party where the books were looking on as new words were being written, where the books were listening just like you. This again are the books that Langston Hughes wrote, the poetry and the poems. Please lose yourself in the library and look up Langston Hughes. I am Mrs. Carolyn Lloyd from Friendship Missionary Baptist Church, Charlotte, North Carolina.